I wasn't really looking for a relationship until I fell in love with Bonnie. That was, I was really exploring, back
So
then.
what made Bonnie different besides the fact that she had standards?
Well, I'll tell you, she was educated. There's another book called Fascinating Womanhood.
Oh, I read that book. Love that book.
Yeah, well, that's the correlate.
Love
That's the
that.
balance of men are from Mars. Bonnie was reading that book. I mean, she had read that book. She was practicing
Oh,
that
I got
book.
this one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so powerful. So anyway, so Bonnie was the woman I pursued. She wasn't pursuing me. All the other women were pursuing me because I was a celebrity to a certain extent. But I really
Right.
had to earn it with Bonnie. Although I have to say, one of the sweetest things, one of those last days of Bonnie died of cancer, and yet she was lucid. And we had some conversations with the kids all around her. We're in the deathbed, basically. She had lost all of her body was a skeleton, basically. And she said, the kids said, well, how did you meet Dad? And
What did you say?
she said, I was in Lake Tahoe, and your dad was visiting a TM center there on Lake Tahoe. And I came out of the water and he was there. And the kid says, and did you know he was going to be your husband? She said, I knew he's my soulmate. She
Oh,
knew right away. And yet we did end up being together, and then it ended and I came back. But that's what she told the kids, is that when I came, what did you think? And she says, I realized he's my soulmate. And
oh.
they asked me, okay, well, what did you think, Dad? I said, I think I want to have sex with her.
Oh my goodness. As real as it gets, huh? Not sugarcoating it.
Okay,
Yeah,
now the
because
next
that's
thing
that's the thing. It's
is
yeah.
your big question, which I really want to get to. This is sort of some background to it.
Yeah.
So I married first of all, I married Barbara, and after 2 years, and she was a very attractive woman. She was like you'd see in the magazines, she had all the features that advertising uses to sell things. Okay. So after 2 years, I'd be lying in bed with her, and I had no attraction to her at all. I
Mhm.
could not understand this. Okay. I was just kind of like, how can I not be attracted to her, to those breasts, to those hips, to that shape? How can I not be attracted to? I could not understand it. It's because we were in role reversal.
Mm.
She was penetrating me all the time, and that can turn into giving me advice, helping me, whatever. And I'm receiving. I was on the female side of receiving. You need a sexual polarity where the man is more masculine and the woman is more feminine. Then that's like the magnetic pole of two magnets, a positive pole and a negative pole. When they get close together, like naked, there's a click, and the passion sparks. And
Right.
you can't have that unless in a marriage, couples will stop having that spark. Everybody asks me, how do you bring that spark back? Because when you marry a woman, which is a great thing for a man, it has so many benefits. One of the benefits is we live longer, we have less sickness. That's the average. And people say, well, what about the unhappy couples? I said, no, they live longer as well, and they're also healthier. They are the healthiest. You have a relationship like that where you have commitment. Well, even if it's a bad relationship, they're still going to be healthier. They're still going to live long life because there's something in there, which is magic, called commitment.
Right.
There's a commitment of staying together. And when it's not so good and you stay, there's even more commitment, ironically. But what happens when a man has sex with a woman, they've measured this, he has sex with a woman and he's committed to her and she's committed to him. They love each other and they're committed, but the commitment is the key thing. So this is married couples having sex. When they have sex, a hormone called prolactin gets produced in the man's body.
Oh.
That hormone, that's the longevity hormone. It's the monogamy hormone. It causes a man to lose interest in sex. Okay, so he's not going to be hunting another woman. See,
Oh.
men are always like, well, could I get better? Or what about that one? Or maybe I can have someone on the side that would feel good, as long as she doesn't know. This is just uh, common. We'll say not everybody, it's common. And so the monogamy hormone diminishes a man's addiction to sex.
Mm.
Problem with it is that you lose interest in your wife as well. Unless, and this is the key thing to my teaching, if you love your partner and you're committed and you have a family and you're not running from your partner just because there's some argument or whatever, or even an affair, you learn to heal it, okay? Instead of just run at the first opportunity. What you do is you heal these things and grow stronger in love. But the more you grow in love, the more prolactin a man will have, and he'll have less interest in having sex with her. And women need a man's sexual desire to awaken her sexual desire. Demanding sexual desire in a man and it takes a while. That's why I have something called foreplay, which will awaken her sexual desire. Often couples, if a man says to his wife, honey, do you want to have sex? She says, no. That's because she's telling you how she feels. But if you have sex, if you get in bed, let's just massage each other. Let's talk to each other. Let's do the exercises I suggest. Suddenly her estrogen levels rise. And when a woman's estrogen levels double, this is biologically true, then her testosterone shoots up and she wants sex more than a man wants sex. But it's because the foreplay has been there. But what the foreplay does is raise estrogen. Now, if your relationship is filled with what I call biohacks, which is foreplay, then my wife wants sex more than me. But never, I'm always happy to do it, of course. But she's the one who initiates it more than I do. And all it takes is the two bodies that have a polarity to come together, and then suddenly I want sex and she wants sex. Because we don't even say, let's have sex. Let's just go lie down. Let's go cuddle. And cuddling always turns into sex because we're so polarized.
Right.
Polarity is what I teach, is how to create polarity in your relationships, how to keep men's testosterone levels up, how to keep women's estrogen levels up. So anyway, I'm finally getting to answer your question. Somehow you need a lot.
And I have so many other questions. It's like,
the question was, why do women not see themselves as sexy? Okay.
Right.
So there I am. And I married Barbara, and after a while, she had what we call sexy body, and I wasn't attracted to it at all. I wasn't mad at her. When she had an affair with another man, I was devastated. I understand the pain that feels like, and reduces you to zero. It doubles zero for me because I couldn't teach my class on relationships if my wife wants to leave me or another man. Okay, so she married him. And I went off and healed myself. And 9 months later, I went back to Bonnie and convinced her. And then we lived happily ever after. But the interesting thing is, how could the physical not be attractive to me? It was just, we didn't have that polarity. So that's one. Then two, so I married Bonnie, and the first year, we went to this lingerie shop, let's go lingerie shopping. You get all like thinking sex all the time. So we're in the lingerie shop, and as soon as at the front door, there's a poster of a woman who looks like she's on the front of a magazine wearing a purple lingerie with a little frills on it. I forget what it's called. What is it called? The little extra stuff that goes on the side that you can see through. Lace.
Lace?
A little lace.
Lace. Oh, yes, lace.
Lace is really good, and see-through is really good because it's not giving you the whole picture. If you just give the whole picture, it's not as sexy. Sexy is just a little bit. Okay. The mind has to imagine a little bit more. Oh, what's possible? So you want to always open like a flower in layers and layers. So I'm looking at this poster and I say, oh, honey, let's get those. Let's get that. That would be fantastic. And she says, John, that's not my body. And I said, no, honey, that's your body. She said, John, that's not my body. And I went, no, I look at you, I make love to you. That's your body. And anyway, so that night when we made love, I realized when she took off her clothes, that's not her body. Okay. She wasn't that model mesomorph with the breasts and the little waist and then the hips, coming like that. It wasn't at all. Body's not that way. She's an endomorph. They don't have defined mesomorph features,
so what do you like?
So my conclusion is, I want women to know that when a man is turned on, your body is perfect.
Okay.
When there's polarized, not only does he think you're perfect, you're the most beautiful woman in the world is what he feels. Now, if there's another woman standing there and he's comparing, then you're going to the brain. But when a man is turned on to you, or when there's polarity. And the same thing happened in the movie where this woman was repulsive to me connecting to this man because she was using sex to change him.
Yes,
Whenever a
she was
woman is
trying to
trying to,
manipulate him, and
yeah,
that's repulsive.
that's
Yeah,
male energy.
yeah.
Whenever you're trying to fix something, change something, that's
Right.
male energy. And so it was repulsive to me. But suddenly she was feeling, this is my man. He's opened his heart. He cares. This is like, he's healed. It's just she felt safe. And now her heart has really opened to him. And then suddenly she becomes super attractive when in reality, from my point of view, not an attractive woman, an unhealthy woman. I think that a big part of attraction as well is healthy. We all have different body types. Another woman was telling me, this has been a big, oh, our time's up.
Oh, we have to go.
Uh,
Yes, yes, we have to.
but it's, we've got this one woman was saying she was very much overweight, and she was saying, but now I'm finding that my cholesterol's high, my hormones are off, and what I don't know what I did. I thought I could eat as much as I want because it was everybody's beautiful no matter what, and I'm self-esteem, and I look at myself and I say I am beautiful. And this is this whole thing that no matter how unhealthy you are, you're beautiful. No, beauty radiates, like, comes out regardless of your body type. If you're healthy, you are beautiful. And when you're healthy and you have a man and you are beautiful and a man sees your beauty, and every day he has to tell you how beautiful you are.